and welcome to another episode of Muppet Monday. This is where we take a day out of the month and we discuss something that's Muppet or Jim Henson related. Now, I've got a couple of requests from people online to talk about the new Muppets pilot. And I did technically see it a couple weeks ago when they were having a preview screening at the San Diego Fair. And at the time, I didn't really feel like it was my place to talk about it because it was kind of a secretive thing at the time. But now that they've made it available online, I get to talk about it. You guys requested and you requested and you requested, and here are my thoughts on the new pilot. Alright, it goes without saying, I love this pilot. It starts off with Kermit coming in to talk to everybody about the new TV show that ABC has approved, and then he has to bring in Miss Piggy because she won't do the show, and then we get into shenanigans of meeting Fozzie's girlfriend, finding out that Kermit's dating someone else. When I saw it a couple weeks ago, it was basically the same thing, except for they didn't show Elizabeth Banks and they didn't show Topher Grace. But they both actually added a lot to this new pilot presentation, and getting to see them for the first time finally exposed the world to this.
Well, take a long nap, big boy. You're gonna need your strength. Oh.
No, I can't keep a straight face while watching this. This is just too funny.
Go, Topher.
Yeah, I want more of that.
Wait. So you two are, I mean, you're...
What, me and Topher? Oh, yeah.
God, that is just so rude. Why would she do that? Right in front of everybody. Why would she steal my man crush Monday? Seriously, Topher, I know you're not into bacon. You're not fooling anybody. Topher, call me. I'll show you a good time, not her. We'll go out and get sushi or whatever it is you're into. I'm not a big fan of Thai food, but if you're into that, we can get that too. I'll get it just for you. Good things I like about this upcoming pilot is, I think I've already mentioned this before, but I really love the style that they're creating with this new Muppet show. They're basically spoofing a lot of the mockumentary stuff that's been really popular over the last couple of years, and it's actually really working with these kind of characters. They're already technically breaking the fourth wall, but they still do break the fourth wall even for this style in a really clever way. Probably the most clever joke we've seen so far is Gonzo when he's talking about how he hates mockumentary style, and then it cuts right to him liking it when he just said that cutting to interviews and saying different opinions doesn't seem to work for him. Genius! This show is going to explore kind of a more edgy and adult theme by exploring the characters' backstories and their personal lives, and it's kind of a behind-the-scenes look. I don't know how much the public is going to be comfortable with whatever material they bring to us, but I'm still really excited to see how they explore the more edgy side of the Muppets in a way that works with today's society. Maybe they'll turn out one of the characters are gay. Movies and TV shows, in my opinion, have gotten so good in the last couple of years because I think that finally the studios have realized that we like characters. We like to explore the humanity of the characters that we're watching. And that's actually why I think this show will work, because we're really gonna get an idea of like the characters and their backstories and their relationships with each other. I know some people have kind of been a little concerned that they're starting to explore more with like modern day isms with like talking about Trader Joe's and doing selfies. I personally like this because I like that they evolve within the world that they live in and that they're exploring the way that society changes and they stay true to themselves, but then they still, like I said, evolve with whatever changes around them. The humor is so great. It's so Muppety, but it's so subtle, and it's got a bit of an adult theme to it in a way that the adults are kind of in on the jokes and the kids won't completely get it. It's just the right amount of adult where it's not like completely inappropriate, and it's gonna be okay, I think, for parents to watch this with their kids, hopefully. It's really subtle and it's really clever. I also really like that they're exploring this being behind the scenes of a TV show that Miss Piggy is a late night talk show host on. Cause yeah, we need more females in that part of television. They're also finally starting to give the characters like their own roles. Like Gonzo is going to be a head writer, which is awesome, by the way. We haven't seen much of Gonzo in the last couple of years. It's like playing a main character. We got Fozzie, who's going to be like a sidekick character. There's not too much I don't like about this pilot, except maybe I'm not really liking that some of the female characters are not explored that much. Okay, Disney execs, we need more female characters. I know Miss Piggy is like the female character. Janice doesn't really count because she doesn't have that much of a big personality. Hopefully this Denise character will bring a lot and she won't just be like a staple for Kermit's affection. I know this is just the first 10-minute presentation, but if we're gonna start looking into some of these characters' backgrounds, then why can't we understand like who this person is? We've got to know a little bit more about her and make her more human too. Now I also know that some people have expressed some concern because they think that the Muppets are selling out by delving into this style that's been really popular over the last couple of years. listeners, you guys are entitled to your opinion at the end of the day, but I do want to remind you of one thing. The Muppets have always been really good at exploring what's going on in the world around them and satirizing what's popular. They've always worked with celebrities, they've always talked about what's kind of currently going on in the world. And the Muppet Show itself, I think you need to remember, was something that was in a way kind of pandering to what was popular at the time. The variety show genre. There were variety shows all over the place at the time, and the Muppets basically embraced that. And it worked really well because they have all these different kind of characters, and you can do sketches, you can do songs, and they did put their own little spin on it by kind of going back to vaudeville. But at the same time, it was kind of targeting what was popular. And that's what this show is doing too. And what's also great about this show is that the Muppets have never done something mockumentary before. I've always personally thought that that would work for them, and thankfully somehow someone read my mind and they're actually doing it. I think it's really smart. I think it's a great way to break the fourth wall. Maybe some people don't like it, but I would like to remind you guys to please just try to have an open mind about all this. The Muppets have not hit a new low. They've been around since the 1950s. They've had ups, they've had downs. It's very possible this show may not even be successful. But even if it's not, don't think it's gonna be the end of the Muppets. Remember when Muppets from Space happened? Remember when Muppets Wizard of Oz happened? Remember when Muppets Most Wanted happened? No, don't get me wrong, that was a fun film, but let's face it, it unfortunately didn't do very well at the box office. And a lot of franchises don't have a chance to come back from that, but luckily, we have legit people working on this show who have worked in television for a really long time, including the producers of The Big Bang Theory. I've never really been a big fan of The Big Bang Theory, but it has stood the test of time for quite a while, and clearly, these are people who have been trying to make something like this happen for a while, so I think there's definitely some passion behind this. So again, if there's anyone out there that's worried that this is gonna do the Muppets injustice, I would like to remind you that a lot of people are really liking this, and the Muppets are still being very true to themselves, and also we've been getting word from the people working on this that the characters are staying very true to like how the characters were originally. All they're doing is exploring a different style, and they're doing it in a clever way that's going to appeal to people. And in my opinion, that's a good thing. And I know some of you were also worried when they did the Disney Junior thing recently, but guys, what about Muppet Babies? I mean, that was kind of like something that pandered to little kids, but it sucked us in, didn't it? And for some of us, that's why we're Muppet fans. It's called getting them when they're young. I know it's a little manipulative, but that's kind of how TV works. There are lots of people out there who are trying really hard to make the Muppets stay alive after all these years, and I think they're doing a pretty good job. So again, guys, if you're worried, I understand, but at the same time, I think we should just be grateful that they're coming to TV. After Muppets Most Wanted, it's actually kind of shocking and surprising that they were able to come back this quickly. But again, like I said, TV works for them, and I think they're starting to finally realize that. So I'm excited, I hope you are too, and you know, just try to have an open mind. Give it a chance, don't make any quick judgment calls. This is something that I think even people who are not huge fans of the Muppets will really enjoy. So if you want to go out there and help the Muppets and spread the word, tell people to watch it, it's coming out in less than 2 months. And Disney, if you need any extra female puppeteers for those female characters we want, call me. Okay, so now that I'm finally done talking about it, what did you guys think of the pilot? Go ahead and leave your comments below, and also let me know if there's anything else you want me to review or react to next. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching, and please subscribe to my channel and my blog channel, and I will see you again real soon. Bye, Adorkable Buddies!